In the realm of the outspoken, the quiet ones like Thomas Shelby often hold the ace. Consider the world of Peaky Blinders, a terrain of power, politics, and relentless ambition. At its heart is the quiet yet formidable Thomas Shelby. His voice doesn't echo the loudest, nor does he dominate every conversation. Yet, when he speaks, the world listens. His silence isn't a sign of weakness, but a display of strength. It's a testament to his power, a power that doesn't need to be flaunted, but is understood and respected. Thomas Shelby's quiet demeanor is not a shadow that dims his presence, but a cloak that enhances his mystique. He stands out not because he tries to, but because he is undeniably himself, reserved, thoughtful, and enigmatic. His silence is not a void, but a space filled with unspoken understanding, a canvas for others to paint their perceptions, and more often than not, they paint him powerful. But how does this relate to us? Well, Thomas Shelby is not just a character in a series, but a representation of those who possess the quiet strength in our society. He is the embodiment of the introverts, the thinkers, the observers, those who prefer the company of their thoughts over the noise of the crowd. Like Shelby, these individuals are not less powerful or influential. They hold a different kind of power, one that doesn't roar but whispers, one that doesn't impose but suggests, one that doesn't intimidate but intrigues. It's a power that commands respect not through loud declarations, but through quiet confidence. So if you find yourself more at home in silence than in noise, remember Thomas Shelby. Embrace your quiet strength, let it be your armor, let it be your voice. Because in the cacophony of the world, the quiet ones often have the most to say. Thomas Shelby's quiet power, a blend of strength and mystery, is a testament to the fact that silence can indeed be golden. You too can harness the quiet power of Thomas Shelby in your everyday life. Imagine you're in a bustling room, filled with noise and chaos. Amidst the crowd, there's one person who stands out, not because they're the loudest, but because they're the quietest. They exude a sense of calm, a quiet confidence that draws people in. That's the power of Thomas Shelby, and it's a power you can cultivate. In the whirlwind of life, it's often those who remain calm under pressure who truly command respect. They're the ones who, like Shelby, can navigate through any situation with a cool head and a steady heart. Emulating this trait isn't about suppressing your emotions, but about learning to manage them effectively. When faced with stress or conflict, take a moment to breathe, to gather your thoughts, and to respond thoughtfully rather than reacting impulsively. Another key aspect of Shelby's quiet power is his ability to think before he speaks. In a world where everyone is eager to share their thoughts, a person who chooses their words carefully becomes a magnet for attention. When you speak, make sure your words carry weight. Make sure they're worth listening to. This isn't about being aloof or distant, but about adding value to conversations and making your words count. The quiet confidence of Thomas Shelby also carries an air of mystery that piques others' interest. This isn't about being secretive, but about understanding that not everything needs to be shared. There's a certain allure to individuals who maintain a level of mystery, who keep a bit of themselves tucked away. It makes people want to know more, to delve deeper. Lastly, remember the importance of respect and consideration. Quiet individuals like Shelby often possess a heightened sense of empathy. They listen more than they speak, and when they do speak, it's often to uplift others. This trait is not only admirable, but also incredibly powerful in building strong, meaningful relationships. Just like Shelby, your quiet nature isn't a weakness, but a strength that sets you apart. Respect isn't about how loud you can be, but how effectively you can communicate without unnecessary noise. Now, how can you command respect from others while being quiet? Well, it begins with active listening. Active listening is far more than just hearing what someone is saying. It's about understanding their perspective, acknowledging their feelings, and responding thoughtfully. It's about giving them your undivided attention and showing that you genuinely value their input. This practice alone can earn you a great deal of respect. But of course, listening is only half of the equation. Your own communication needs to be clear and concise. You don't need to dominate the conversation to have a strong presence. Instead, speak when you have something valuable to contribute and express your thoughts succinctly. You'll find that your words carry more weight when they're well considered and not buried in unnecessary chatter. Now let's not forget about nonverbal communication. Our bodies often speak louder than our words, and confident body language can significantly enhance your quiet power. Stand tall, maintain eye contact, and use open gestures to show that you're engaged and confident, even if you're not the most talkative person in the room. This silent communication can command respect even when words fail. Last but not least, lead by example. There's an old saying, actions speak louder than words, and it's particularly relevant here. If you want others to respect your quiet nature, show them the value it brings. Be the person who stays calm under pressure, who thinks before they act, and who always follows through on their promises. Your actions will show that you're reliable and thoughtful, qualities that command respect regardless of how much or how little you speak. Your silence can speak volumes, and those who listen will appreciate and respect it. Embrace your quiet nature, for it's not a flaw, but a characteristic that shapes your unique identity. In the hustle and bustle of life, it's often the loudest voices that command attention. But there's something profoundly powerful about quietness, a quality embodied by none other than Thomas Shelby. This quiet power is something you too possess, and it's time you recognize and celebrate it. Being quiet doesn't mean you're any less significant. On the contrary, quiet individuals often possess a wealth of qualities that make them stand out. They're typically good listeners, thinkers, and observers. They're the ones who notice details that others might overlook, the ones who listen and understand before they speak. The world needs more of this quiet strength. Good listeners, for instance, build stronger relationships. They understand that listening isn't merely about being silent, but about truly hearing and understanding others. It's about empathy, respect, and connection. As a quiet individual, you have this innate ability to build deeper connections with people around you. Similarly, being a thinker allows you to ponder and reflect. It gives you the space to analyze situations, make strategic decisions, and come up with creative solutions. Your mind is a powerful tool, and your quiet nature allows you to harness its full potential. As an observer, your quiet nature equips you to take in the world around you in a unique way. You notice things that others might miss. You see patterns and connections that others might overlook. This ability to observe can make you a formidable force in whatever field you choose. Society often pressures us to be loud and outgoing, but remember, there's no one-size-fits-all approach to life. You don't need to conform to these societal norms to be respected or successful. Embrace your quiet nature. Be comfortable in your own skin. You are unique, and that's your strength. The power of quietness is not to be underestimated. It's a strength that can shape your unique identity, help you build deeper relationships, and allow you to see the world from a unique perspective. It's time to embrace your inner Shelby, to celebrate your quiet nature, and to let your quiet power shine. Embrace your inner Shelby and let your quiet power shine. Quietness, like Thomas Shelby's, is not a sign of weakness but of power and control. Throughout our journey today, we've navigated the quiet charm and authority of a character like Thomas Shelby, a man who commands respect without raising his voice. Remember how we began this journey, exploring the quiet power of Thomas Shelby? He's a man of few words, but each one carries weight. Each silence, each glance, each quiet moment is filled with intention and purpose. This is not a man who wastes words, but rather he uses them as a tool, as a weapon, as a means of control. Then we ventured into the everyday, finding the Shelby in you. We talked about how you can apply Shelby's traits in your daily interactions. It's not about becoming a different person, but about enhancing who you are. Shelby's quiet confidence isn't about pretending or putting on a show. It's about authenticity, about being true to yourself and your values. We navigated the tricky waters of commanding respect while being quiet. It's not about volume, it's about value. It's about the quality of your words, not the quantity. It's about understanding that respect isn't demanded, it's earned. And Shelby earns it, not through noise, but through action, through integrity, through unwavering dedication to his principles. And finally, we explored how to embrace your inner Shelby. We discussed the importance of not seeing quietness as a disadvantage, but as a strength. Shelby isn't respected despite his quietness. He's respected because of it. So as we conclude our journey, remember this: being quiet is not a weakness. It's a strength. It's a tool. It's a weapon. It's a means of control. It's a way to command respect. Being quiet is being like Thomas Shelby. So, Harness your quiet power like Thomas Shelby, and command the respect you deserve.